Uh-oh. Back now at 8:09, and this morning we are kicking off a 3-day series called Rethinking Infertility. According to the Centers for Disease Control, 7.3% of women from the ages of 15 to 44 and their partners face infertility today. It is technically defined as the inability to conceive after a year of trying. Science has made great strides in helping these couples have children, but increasingly, patients are turning to some low-tech approaches as well.
You just come to a point where you're like, why? What's going on?
Bonnie Brooks and her husband had a daughter 5 years ago with the help of Western medicine. They have been trying to conceive a second child ever since.
We've tried 5 IUIs and 3 IVFs.
So Bonnie decided to try something far less high-tech and far more natural.
I've tried everything else, on the Western side. Now I'll try something on the Eastern side.
It's a sentiment echoed by many of the women and men at this small retreat in the Arizona desert.
Traditional Chinese medicine is about restoring balance, restoring harmony. This morning we're going to talk about the kidney energies.
Randine Lewis is a student of Western and Eastern medicine. At her Fertile Soul retreats, she encourages women to shift their focus from fighting infertility to correcting imbalance. According to traditional Chinese medicine, the body is made up of energy. When that energy becomes imbalanced, disease results.
Balance is just a state where everything seems to be working the way it's supposed to. Put your arms down by your side. Yeah.
Lewis introduces women to everything from yoga to acupuncture, qigong to meditation, herbal therapies to stress reduction techniques, and more. The promise of non-traditional medicine is not lost on Western doctors.
Complementary medicine is zooming in popularity. The West definitely has something to learn from the East.
In fact, at Shady Grove Fertility Center in Maryland, work is underway on a space for yoga and acupuncture. And in Massachusetts, Western and Eastern approaches meet under one roof.
The brain affects the body and the body affects the brain. And you have to treat the whole patient if you're going to achieve optimal health.
But the question remains, does all this just make patients feel better, or does it actually help women get pregnant? Some research says acupuncture and mind-body work can help, but even supporters would like to see more research.
If the patient is more comfortable, more relaxed, has a better aura, is better nutritionally served, is meeting and working with other patients through groups, whether it be yoga or mind-body or other techniques, to more easily work within the Western technologies, that's a big gain.
I think the take-home message would be only do that which starts to make you feel better. When you start to feel a measurable difference in the way you live your life, then it's something that works.
I've noticed I have more energy. For the most part, I'm happier. I'm more in tune with myself. I'm able to deal with the emotion of the whole infertility roller coaster. The highs and the lows are much, they're not as high and low.
And in the often overwhelming world of infertility treatments, it's something women can do for themselves.
Women are looking for ways to take control of their fertility, and that appeals to a deeper hunger in all women.
I feel more in control now than when I first started this process. I felt very out of control.
The biggest thing I've learned about Eastern medicine is that it's so important for me to take care of myself.
Tanya Aldinger and Everin Essen both attended Fertile Soul retreats and tried complementary medicine, but both went on to have healthy children. Tanya and Everin, good morning.
Good
morning.
And
welcome to Hannah and Everin, proof that it worked. Let me start with you, Tanya. You spent 5 years trying to get pregnant using sort of the high-tech infertility treatments, Western medicine. So what made you decide to try something different? Was it just lack of success? Or?
Yeah, I had tried for 5 years, and during that time I had 4 IUIs, 2 IVFs, a frozen embryo transfer, and it was a time filled with a lot of sadness for each failure. And it was a huge emotional roller coaster. So I didn't know how much more I could take emotionally, so I decided to explore other options.
So it wasn't just about a new treatment. You were changing your lifestyle with this Eastern medicine as well.
Yes, definitely. I had come across the Fertile Soul retreats, and I attended 3 in the course of a year. And through that, I learned more about traditional Chinese medicine. And so I continued going to acupuncture. I changed my diet of no sugar, no dairy, no wheat. I attended Qigong classes. I was taking herbal supplements, nutritional supplements.
And then you ultimately conceived naturally. You now have your daughter, Hannah. Do you believe that this alternative medicine, this Eastern medicine, played a vital role in you having this child?
Very much so. I feel like balance was restored emotionally, physically, and mentally. And with that, my fertility increased.
Okay, Everin, you had some underlying conditions that needed to be treated using Western medicine, but you also incorporated some non-traditional approaches. Can you tell us how you struck the balance?
Definitely. When I knew that I had to have an IVF, but in my case, the doctors were concerned about the quality of the health of my eggs, and when I asked them if there was anything that I could do, they said, no, there's nothing that can be done. So then I turned to Eastern medicine because there was an answer, so I started, similar to Tanya, doing acupuncture, taking Chinese herbs.
But I know some doctors, Western culture, don't like the whole herbs thing. They think there are real problems with that. Did you discuss that with your doctor?
I did discuss it with my doctor, and my doctor actually did not like the herbs. So I cut out the herbs, but I continued the acupuncture.
And you did get pregnant. Obviously, you have a healthy guy here. You almost hit me with the ball, Devrin. What was the most important thing you got out of complementary medicine besides a baseball player?
Well, for me, the most important thing is it gave me a sense of control, because when you're told that you can't become pregnant or you go through multiple failures in trying to conceive, you feel very helpless. But Eastern medicine gives you that sense of control that you can do something. So every time you get an acupuncture treatment, every time you take a wheatgrass shot or drink the herbs, you feel like you're one step closer to getting where you need to be.
You know, there are so many infertile couples that are dealing with desperation. So is there any caution here in approaching this? Do you have to be careful about who you deal with?
Yeah, you do. You have to, I think, take charge of your own health in a sense, that you can't necessarily believe everything that you hear. But because you are desperate, you want to hear that. So I think you have to just do what makes the most sense to you and be your own advocate.
And research. All right, Tanya Aldinger and Everin Essen, thank you very much. Kids, thank you as well. Thanks, Hannah.